The holidays were just around the corner, and you could feel that festive buzz in the office air. I had my assistant bring in the stack of gift cards. This has been our thing since day one. Every major holiday, every birthday, you get $1,000 on a Visa card. Chloe, our new marketing intern, poked her head up from her cubicle, a tiny wrinkle in her nose. She eyed the stack of cards in my assistant's hands. Wait, a company this big doesn't even do holiday gift baskets? She said it just loud enough for the whole open plan office to hear. Sarah, a veteran on the team, immediately tugged on her sleeve. Chloe, honey, the $1,000 gift card is the gift, she whispered. It's way better than a basket of stale popcorn. You're new, you don't know. Another colleague chimed in. Yeah, I used last year's for a down payment on a new MacBook. Beats a branded mug any day. Oh, really? Chloe drew out the words, her voice dripping with Gen Z irony. A card is a card, but a gift basket is a gesture. If you can't even be bothered to get a basket, it shows you don't care. The intentionality is missing, you know? The air went thick. Sarah and the other guy just kind of shrank back into their chairs. Later that afternoon, a knock on my office door. It was Chloe, clutching a tablet. Alex? Got a sec? I wanted to touch base about our corporate culture initiatives. She stepped in, closing the door behind her, a practiced, professional smile plastered on her face. Alex, I just feel like, as an industry leader, we could really be leveling up our brand synergy when it comes to employee engagement. Go on, I said, leaning back. Take the holidays, for instance. The gift card is great, totally. But it feels a little transactional. It's missing that warmth, that sense of tradition. If we supplemented the card with a curated holiday gift basket for every employee, it would be a much stronger demonstration of the company's human-centric values. I stared at her, trying not to laugh. Our tradition, I said slowly, is to put the power of choice directly into our employees' hands. With $1,000, you can buy 100 gift baskets if you want, or you can buy a plane ticket to see your family, or fix your car. That, to me, is infinitely more human-centric than forcing a box of peppermint bark on someone who hates peppermint. The smile on Chloe's face froze. Alex, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about a dual-track approach, a simultaneous emotional and material incentive. I cut her off. I only know one thing. Putting real money in my employees' pockets and trusting them to use it for what they truly need is the greatest sign of respect I can show them. She just stood there, speechless for a second, before forcing out a tight, "It was just a suggestion." She turned and walked out, her footsteps just a little too loud. I didn't think much of it. I never thought that my own goodwill would be weaponized against me. Just before 5, I saw Dave, one of the older guys, sidle up to Chloe's desk. So? What did the big boss say? Dave asked. Total dinosaur. He lectured me like I was a child. Dave's eyes darted around. Told you, he whispered back. He's cheap. But you're right to push this, Chloe. It's all about the experience, the vibe. You're doing the right thing. Chloe's chin lifted. Don't worry, Dave. I've got this. I watched as she pulled out her phone. She took a few panning shots of her cubicle, the view out the window, and then she flipped the camera around to face her. Her expression instantly shifted. Her eyes glistened, her lip trembled, and she looked like she was on the verge of tears. She started mouthing words to the camera, her face a perfect mask of sorrow. I had a very, very bad feeling about this. That night, as I was scrolling through my phone, a notification popped up from TikTok. A video was going viral in my city. The video opened on a shot of my closed office door. The text overlay read, "Mustered up the courage to fight for our holiday benefits." Cut to a super zoom on Chloe's face at her desk, looking heartbroken. Text, "Was told I was ungrateful and didn't understand the real world." The video used clips of my voice from our meeting, but it was distorted, slowed down, and edited to make me sound like a cold, heartless monster. The video ended with her looking directly into the camera, her voice cracking. "I don't need $1,000, she whispered. "Alex, look," he started, trying to play peacemaker. Chloe's heart was in the right place. Nobody meant any harm. We all just want this to be a great place to work, you know? Build a real sense of community. Everyone's talking about it now. Maybe you could just meet them halfway? Chloe stood beside him, arms crossed, radiating smugness. She held up her phone. "Alex, this isn't just me anymore. This is what everyone wants. The company policy," I said, my voice flat, "is not going to be changed by a temper tantrum on social media." Chloe let out a short, sharp laugh. "The gift card is compensation. The basket is culture. They're two different things. And if you can't see the difference, Alex, I'm sure the internet would be happy to explain it to you." It was a direct threat. "The video only has a few million views right now. If you don't do something, I can't guarantee what happens next." Just then, my assistant burst through the door, her face pale. "Alex, you need to see this. Chloe's TikTok is on the front page of Reddit. The hashtag corporate Scrooge is trending nationally." I refreshed my phone. There it was. But what truly made my blood run cold was when I scrolled through the list of likes on her video. Right there, near the top, was a profile picture I knew all too well, an engineer who'd been with me for years. Last month, his father was diagnosed with cancer. I personally approved a $10,000 advance on his salary, no questions asked, and the company held a fundraiser that I matched dollar for dollar. I'd visited his dad in the hospital, and now here he was, silently giving Chloe's video a little red heart. Chloe saw the look on my face. A slow, cruel smile spread across hers. She tapped her screen, showing me the view count climbing in real time. "So, Alex," she said, her voice dripping with fake sincerity, "do you still think this is just my request?" As if on cue, the phone on my desk buzzed. It was the front desk. "Alex, the main line is getting flooded with calls. People are just screaming at us. A couple of our partners have called too, asking if we're in the middle of some kind of scandal. A full-blown media firestorm, ignited by an intern and a goddamn holiday gift basket." I looked at Chloe's triumphant face and Dave's pathetic, two-faced concern, and suddenly I just felt tired. I'd given them so much, they'd forgotten who they were. Overnight, my company became public enemy number one. Our name, my LinkedIn profile, even a picture of me from a college fundraiser were plastered all over the internet. My DMs and voicemail were overflowing with hate. People called me a parasite, a monster, and hoped my company would go bankrupt by Christmas. My head of PR, looking like she hadn't slept in a week, handed me an emergency action plan. "Alex, we have to issue a press release immediately. We explain the $1,000 gift card policy, attach screenshots of past year's transfers. We can get this under control." "And when we release that," I asked her, "will it look like an explanation? Or will it look like a guilty man making excuses?" She paused, then sighed. She knew I was right. I thought the truth would be enough. I thought people were smarter than this. I was wrong. I refreshed the TikTok one more time. A new comment had been pinned to the top. "I work at this company. What $1,000 gift card? I've never seen one. All we wanted was a little holiday cheer, and this guy is too cheap to even do that." The comment was getting thousands of likes a minute. Below it, a flood of other internal employees chimed in. The lies were spreading faster than I could read them. I stared at that anonymous comment. That was the last straw. If Chloe lit the match, these people, my people, were the ones pouring gasoline on the fire. My PR manager was getting anxious. "Alex, if we don't say something in the next hour, we lose control of the narrative completely." I waved my hand, pushing her action plan across the desk. "Don't worry about it." My voice was terrifyingly calm. "We're not clarifying anything. I want you to draft a new memo." My assistant, who had been standing by the door, looked horrified. "Alex, are you sure? Won't that just—" "Do it," I cut her off. I stood up and walked to the floor-to-ceiling window overlooking the street. A news van was parked out front. A bitter smile touched my lips. I didn't lose to Chloe. I lost to my own stupid, naive belief in people's decency. I picked up my phone and buzzed my assistant. "Notify all staff. All hands meeting tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp in the main conference room. The agenda is the final resolution on this year's holiday benefits." The next morning at 8:50, Chloe and Dave sat in the front row like conquering heroes, surrounded by a court of admirers. Chloe had a victorious smirk plastered on her face. She even had her phone propped up on a little tripod, live streaming the whole thing. The title of her stream was glaringly obnoxious. I walked to the podium at the front, ignoring the presentation I'd prepared, and simply placed my phone on the lectern. First, I faced the crowd, and I gave them a deep, formal bow. "I'm sorry that my stubbornness made me lose sight of our shared cultural values," I continued, my voice resonating with sincerity. "And I'm sorry that my poor handling of the situation has brought such negative attention to our company. For that," I said, looking them all in the eye, "I apologize." A few people started clapping, hesitantly at first, then with more confidence. Dave was the first on his feet. "That's our Alex. He knows when he's wrong." A few others joined the cheer. Chloe proudly panned her camera across my face, as if she were showing off a trophy she'd won at the county fair. I waited for the applause to die down. Then, my tone shifted. To embrace the spirit of the season, and to show the utmost respect for our cherished traditions, I have spent the entire night re-evaluating our holiday benefits, and I have decided to make a significant adjustment. You could have heard a pin drop. They were all leaning forward, waiting for me to announce the grand prize. Effective immediately.